Welcome to the fourth episode of the Barely Adulting podcast, and today is another special one, especially for me, because I have my beautiful girlfriend with me today, and I'm very nervous for this. Very nervous for this.
I think you'll do fine.
We'll see. We'll see. It's definitely interesting having you being interested in this for me. But real quick, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, because we like to talk in general, go ahead and let everybody know at home a little bit about yourself, your name, all that.
So my name is Jordan. I just recently graduated from high school. I work as a Pickens County, well not county, I do Pickens City, Liberty City, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I work as a dispatcher. So that's mostly if I'm not at work doing that, I'm just at home with you and whoever else is here, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, always hanging out. Do you enjoy dispatch?
Absolutely love it. I think what I wanted for my goal that I want to do, I think it's definitely a great starting place. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Just getting experience and going through everything and figuring it all out.
Yeah.
What do you want to end up doing?
So eventually I really want to be like a patrol officer, because I see like a lot of what our officers do, and that's just kind of something that appealed to me, like just kind of like out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go to school first, kind of stay at this job for like another year, and then just kind of see what happens with it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's basically that's my goal
For work.
Yeah.
Anything else that you take interest in, thinking about starting?
I mean, me and you have just today started going to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. I know that's going to be a great journey to go on.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you have, because for me, when I first started going to the gym, I always had Van with me.
Right.
So it's good motivation to have that second person, because I'm really bad about consistency with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with both of us having a good day to day for the first day and doing something slight and slowly working our way back into it.
I think it's because the only time I went with my sister. So, I mean, and it wasn't even consistent. It was just, we kind of just go,
Just to
a
go.
couple days later, we'd go,
Yeah.
run a mile on treadmill, do some, BS things. But
Yeah.
I think now that I have like a set goal, it's going to be a lot easier
Mm-hmm.
to try to accomplish those goals. So I'm just really looking forward to that.
I am too. I'm looking forward to it with you,
Yeah.
mainly. Because for me, it helps having a partner to go with, and we already goof up and goof off at the house, and so today when we were goofing off and figuring everything out, it was a lot of fun for me.
It was fun. I feel like at first it was something I was just dreading to do because I really didn't want to start, but then once you kind of get into it, it's just kind of like
It bites you.
it bites.
Yeah.
And it bites hard
Mm-hmm.
because I can't wait to go back tomorrow.
There is one thing I want to talk about with you, because
Okay.
it's amongst the many things of the reasons why I love you, is the fact that you are an absolute NASCAR fan.
Okay, yeah.
And me being an F1 fan is kind of interesting for us, because I don't understand NASCAR other than left turn, go fast, and don't let the other person wreck you.
So it's just, I was really just brought up with it because my dad, I mean,
Mhm.
back in like when I was like 5 years old, I mean, he had like just an office room, and it was me and my sisters, like our dressers were in there, and that's where we got dressed.
Mhm.
But also he had it kind of like design or whatever, and it had
Themed.
just like just a lot of his game stuff. Like you have football, and then there'd be race cars. He actually had like a race car tire in there, and it was kind
Oh,
of
that's actually really cool.
It's really neat. But I was just kind of raised on it, and then he would take us to like the all-star races in Charlotte
Mhm.
for the every year, and then I just kind of I've always loved it. For me,
Yeah.
it's just like a nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
quite a different, but it's a different story for me with F1 because of Van.
We never, like, I never seen F1 other than the times that we've watched it, but
Yeah.
my dad.
It's not,
Yeah.
they have 2 races a year in the U.S. They have one in Las Vegas, and then I think they have one in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
That sounds right. I don't know.
That sounds right, considering Indianapolis is like crazy for cars.
Right. I mean,
In
but
my opinion. But no, F1's, I met Van, me and Van, our friendship, and then we got to just be friends
yeah.
finally.
Mhm.
And kind of we just started playing video games, and he was like, you ever looked into F1? Because he's the one who got me started into European cars. He's one of the few reasons why I love Audi so much and Mercedes, and
Right.
I'll accept BMWs, but they're not my favorite. But all 3 cars are impossible to work on unless you know what you're doing.
Well, I don't
So-
know that much about cars.
Yeah.
I know, how
The
to
ones you
drive,
like.
put it in reverse, I know
Yeah.
how to change oil, if that makes up for it. But
Hey,
like,
that's all that matters.
I mean, I know nothing about cars just
Yeah.
because I was just, I'd watch cars on the TV screen,
Mhm.
but it wasn't like my
You
dad
deep
wasn't
dive
out
into them, working on cars.
rebuilding cars and
Yeah.
this and that and third. A lot of people just, that's the reason why they know what they do. No, is because, they were kind of brought up with trying to help and doing all this and third. I just,
Or you're me and you just fuck up a lot.
well, see,
And
I
then
also,
you have to fix it because you can't afford the mechanic.
you're also a lot older than me though, so it's like
Not a lot. 3
I mean,
years.
3 years, but it's also like 3 years that I haven't lived. A lot can happen in 3 years. You know what I mean?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, trust, I know.
Tell me about it.
So like, I've only been through 2 cars,
Yeah.
and the first one I had for like a month, if that, and then I had my Camry, and then
Yeah.
now my Equinox. But
Yeah.
that's still a work in progress.
Yeah. I should have just fixed it myself.
Well, I think I'd rather, just kind of pay somebody else to do that.
Someone who
because
has insurance.
that, right. So if they mess up, that's kind of on them. And if you were to mess it up, I would sit there and maybe cuss you out, and I can't really do anything about it.
Yeah. Other than wait till I can fix it, or or find a what I like to call a redneck rigging. Hey, that Tahoe, it's taken me to North Carolina when it should not have, and came back. Granted, I got a tick on the way home, but an oil change fixed it.
Yeah, I bet it did. That was the only thing that was wrong with my Camry, is the oil. But I didn't have the money to
Yeah.
go get oil put in or get an oil change, so I just kind of let it blow up.
Yeah. I mean, we all go through that. I blew up the one thing that's impossible to blow up without building it, and it was a Honda Pilot motor.
Interesting.
Yeah, I blew up a Honda stock.
I bet somebody was mad.
Oh, my dad was pissed.
No, I bet.
Pissed. Rightfully so, though, because I did not keep up, or at the time did not understand keeping up with coolant and keeping up with oil.
I still don't understand it, so.
Lesson learned. I learned a lesson.
That's what I have you for.
Yeah.
You and your friends, and something wrong with my car, I'm giving it to you. You can tell anybody. I'm not touching it.
Nah. But that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here
You
for.
are. That is what you're here for.
I'm good with my hands.
Don't say that.
There's not even an inside joke behind that. Now there is.
Let's not get into that.
Anyway. What are staying on the cars topic? I know what your few select dream cars are. I just want you to. I want to talk about them, and I want to hear what you have planned for them when you can make it happen.
So, like I said, I don't know much about cars at all. I just know what looks good and what don't look good. A Camaro. That's what I want. That is like my dream. And when I say Camaro, that's not just like buy a Camaro. That's my everyday car. I want that thing.
You want to build it.
I want it built, fixed up, fast, like everything in the books. That's going to be like
Yeah, that's gonna be your baby.
I'm gonna build it, and then that's just gonna be like my baby for like nobody's gonna touch it except for you. Like.
Oh, we're taking it to the strip.
Oh yeah.
We're taking it to the strip.
That car's gonna be shown off. I'm gonna have some kind of crazy color on it too. I just don't know what yet.
Oh, dude. I can't wait to get into the being able to buy a car, not whatever car that I want, but be able to buy a car and throw some money into it and make it fast. Like I can't. That's a day that I'm looking forward to
yeah.
Because number one, some things I'm going to go to a mechanic about, but I want to be the one to pull the motor apart. I want to be the one to sit there. And I want to know if something messes up, it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is my cars are going to be very expensive as far as like motor and suspension wise go.
Right.
Now I'll buy a $500 car and put a new frame under it and make it a sleeper. I don't care. Yeah. But I'll put more money into the chassis, the suspension, the motor, transmission, all that.
That's gibberish to me. So.
Yeah, I know.
But, I'll support you in your dreams, and no matter what you want to do. So, I may not understand, but
yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. I got a big question for you.
What?
What's your favorite part about being with me?
It may sound cheesy to say, but just the fact that I have somebody there, I'm not alone. Like, if I ever need anything, I know that I can come to you to it. Like, for anything. It could be anything in the books, and you would be there for me.
Yeah.
And that's always something that I wanted to have. Mm-hmm. And I feel like being in a committed relationship kind of just, like, ensures that happens. I mean, I know a lot of relationships don't, necessarily have that, and I'm beyond grateful that I do have that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, I don't know, you're just Angus. Like, you're just my person.
I think my favorite part about being with you is communication. Because you are very patient with me because you know my past. Mm-hmm. And you know that I have a hard time sometimes communicating things.
Right.
And I think my biggest thing is that I'm very appreciative that you understand that and that you respect that and you don't force me to talk about anything. Like if I'm having a bad day, you come and you're like, what's wrong? If I'm like, I don't know, you're okay, well, when you're ready, let's talk. Because
I want somebody to treat me the way I treat people. Mm-hmm. So if I do this and I do that for other people, I expect that in return, and you do give that in return. That's why I don't want to say this relationship is easy, because it's not. No relationship is going to be easy. There are going to be days
definitely have our moments.
We have our moments, but at the end of the day, we're really good at talking and communicating and, getting on the same page, looking at it as me and you versus the problem, and not the
problem versus me and then the problem versus you.
Right.
Yeah. And I think another big thing for me is your support in me growing my faith, because I've never really, I'm not going to say never, but I've always had a hard time with my faith, especially going through hard things in life. Mm-hmm. And instead of running to my faith, I ran away from it. Mm-hmm. And then when me and you got together and I was like, hey, like I want a relationship centered around, I want a God-fulfilling relationship, and it's a work in progress.
Of course.
Every day it's a work in progress, and I feel like every day that I sit there and I'm like, okay, this isn't just for me or you. Like, me and you are a part of him.
Of course, yeah.
And, he trusts us together. He trusts your life in my hands, and he trusts my life in your hands. And I think that's been the biggest thing of us moving through our relationship in the realistically short amount of time that it's been. Mm-hmm. When I sit there and I ramble and we have those late night talks, or we go sit on the front porch or sit in the room and just talk, and I go on my rambles because I read something or I saw a video or a podcast hit me the right way, and I have to share it with you. You're my go. I can only share so much with him without like a verbal response. Mm-hmm. But it's the fact that I can come to you and be like, I heard this today. This is my perspective. What's yours?
Right.
And you don't hold anything back. If you think that I'm wrong, quote unquote, you don't say I'm wrong. You go, well, why do you think that way? What proof do you have behind that, or what makes you say that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that because I try to be the same way. I'm not always that way, but I try to, and that's something I've been working on for the last couple of years. Is trying to be more. Well, what's your standing behind that?
I like to. A lot of people talk about things, and they don't necessarily go into whys or hows or any of that. And I feel like getting that kind of like, not like that information from you. It helps me see your side of things, and then that also helps with a growing relationship. I can know more and more about you, even if it's the littlest thing. I can just be like, oh, okay.
I 110% mean this with my whole heart. You pay attention to me more than anybody else has in my life.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I see the big things, I see the small things, I see the things in between. Yeah. And that's me putting my part in this relationship is I'm there for you, you're there for me. Mm-hmm. That's just point blank how I see it. And having God at the center of that to uphold a relationship and, not only
as a basis,
make our relationship grow, but to make our relationship grow with Him. It's just, it's not a lot of people do that. They don't have like that center where He is, and then you're building your relationship off of that. They build it off this or that. And it's not necessarily they have. I don't know. I'm not really good at explaining
one
things.
Thing I agree 110% with you, like 110%. But one thing I do want to say for everybody else, for the people listening, do not build your relationship off sexual connection.
Absolutely not. That's where everything will fail, and you will strive for more and more and more, and that's just something that's not going to cut it.
Well, first of all, you can't have sex every day. Sorry, your body won't allow it.
Yeah.
Your body won't allow it.
That's a lot of, what is that word? I don't know what word I'm looking for, but that's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Take away, because I don't know the word for it, but.
I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the intimacy.
That's why it's in the Bible that you should not have sex before you're married. Because it's an intimate thing, and people are making it into a very common thing. That's not how it's supposed to be.
Well, every time, and I wholeheartedly believe this, if you agree with me, you agree with me. If you don't, cool. I respect your opinion. But for me, like today, what did you wake up to?
You got me a poinsettia, you got me coffee, and
then we just went about our day. Like,
we went
but
out.
Do you ever tell me, and for anybody who is struggling in a relationship, or I'm not saying that we're a perfect example,
absolutely
because
not.
We still have our flaws, but 110%, if you're a dude, number one, my whole heart goes out to the females with the dudes that don't randomly buy flowers or randomly go get something that you like just because they could. Just because they could. You know the situation that I'm in right now. Mm-hmm. You know exactly what I'm going through that I don't necessarily want on social media, but mm-hmm. you know what I'm going through, and you know that for me to do what I did today was very hard for me.
Absolutely.
It was very hard. But my thing is if you truly love the person you are with, and I'm not talking, we go out to dinner, or we go hang out at the same places, or you're never one-on-one, and you're always with friends, and you let your friends control the things that you have going on. At some point, you're going to have to make a mental commitment to yourself. That was my problem. I could never make that mental commitment to myself, and I could never truly love myself. And then, sorry, but in advance for what I'm about to say, but the year that I took off since my last relationship, where I didn't talk to nobody, didn't do nothing, I just hung out with my buddies, didn't have no type of relationship or nothing in my sights, and I let it naturally happen instead of sitting there and going out of my way and, you know, trying to be, well, went out of my way for you. But you're special. You were special. And you can't center your relationship necessarily around your friend group. Because if you center your relationship around your friend group, there's going to eventually be... someone's not going to like something you said, and then they're going to talk to them about it and make you sound like a shitty person because of something that was maybe taken out of context. And, you know, for me is we make it abundantly clear that we don't play that. We don't play that. If you have a problem with somebody, you go to that person. We don't
sit there and...
we don't do that drama bullshit.
Yeah, because that's... first of all, that shouldn't be the people that you're hanging around. That's obviously not going to do anything for a relationship other than, you know... destroy it. And given sometimes, like... I mean, a lot of people don't necessarily mean for those things to happen. Like, of course, I don't think... a lot of the time people are just like, oh, I'm going to say this to destroy this. But it's a way of how other people live versus how you live. Like, say you have a toxic relationship and we're over here and we have like a really good relationship. Being around that is not... that's not going to be healthy for our relationship. No. Because that's just going to be...
it's a bad example.
Right.
And I mean, I think that's been one of the biggest things that I've learned over the past like 3 or 4 years. Not even just with my circumstances, but with the times that I was single and I was around friends and committed relationships, and you know, there was always one or two couples that always hung out, and one of those couples was toxic as hell.
Well, for me, it wasn't a couple. It was a one person, you know. But that kind of just drove its own car and kind of just left. So, yeah. I mean, that was a blessing.
And that's you saying that's a blessing just reminded me of something. Is like, you can't be afraid to let a friend go.
Absolutely
like
not.
You have to eventually... You're forever friends. You'll know whenever you decide to start taking time to yourself. And, you know, maybe for me it was depression hit. It was depression hit, and I just couldn't find any type of motivation or any type of thing to move forward or get up out of bed. And, you know, I had friends like Van. I had friends like my buddy Brett. I had friends like Mason, and you know, that on those days that I couldn't get out of bed, they're walking through my bedroom door at my mom's house. Like, for me that means more to me than you coming to my house, I'm not responding, and you just leave and say screw it. You know what I mean? Like Hunter, he's big about that. If I've been in the house too much, he drags me out. Whether that's we go to Walmart, we go to the Lego store at the mall, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like me and him are such close friends in such a short amount of time, and he knows me well enough to know when I've been in the house too much.
Yeah.
And he's very good about picking up on that, and then he just goes... He doesn't egg it on, but he's like, I think you should come out with me today. Or, I'm going to Walmart, you're coming with. And then if I try and argue with him or anything like that, he literally looks me dead in my shit and goes, you've been in the house too much, get your ass in the car.
Yeah.
And then every time I go out with him, I have the grandest time. he just he keeps it funny. He keeps it lighthearted, and it's just he's one of those people that like he pays attention to the little things as a friend.
I think besides you, I have never had one of those friends ever.
Really?
I mean, basically at this point, you're my motivation. I mean, and I don't say that as like, oh, you're what my world evolves around. Like, yes, yeah. But there are also things in my life that, that's my world too, and I'm not going to fully, like, my whole life is not going to be set on you just because we're in a relationship.
No.
Like, and I feel like that's also what people kind of, like, just misunderstand.
I think that's what people do now.
They just,
because I'm guilty
of it.
Everything that they're
doing, yes, you are. But just because you're in a committed relationship doesn't mean that, you're tied down to that person. You should never
don't have to
do.
You don't have to do everything together.
No.
You don't have to do everything together, and I think that's something that I'm very codependent. Mm-hmm. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm very upfront and honest about that.
Yeah.
I'm very codependent, and at times it helps. At times it hinders me. Mm-hmm. And so that's one thing that I think people should be more self-aware of is, okay, we live together, but we understand when, like, I get on the game, that's my time. Mm-hmm. You start scrolling on TikTok or doing whatever on your phone and you're kind of just turned facing the wall, I know that's your time. I'm not going to bother you. If anything, I'm going to come watch TikTok with you.
Right.
I'm going to watch your TikTok with you if I want to spend time with you. Because I think the biggest thing that's helped us, from my point of view, is the fact that we give each other that time to have me time.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like that's where a lot of relationships just kind of dive. They're like, a lot of people feel suffocated. Like, they feel like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, so-and-so's got to be with me, all this, and being very dependent on your significant other. Mm-hmm. But having that your alone time is just going to want to...
is needed.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have that time for yourself. And I'm not talking about, when you're at work or, like, that's not my me time. That's my work time.
That's what I make it my buddy. Like
that has nothing
I busted
to do
my
with...
ass right now, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
But as far, like, I think that's where relationships go wrong is because I can only talk, and I'm not even really talking for dudes, I'm just talking from what I've seen. Mm-hmm. And what I've experienced myself and self-realizing from past. But your work is not an escape.
Absolutely not. If anything, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's hard. Given all I do is I sit in a chair for 12 hours a day, but, that's hard. It's hard to sit down for 12 hours.
And sometimes do nothing.
The last couple of days at work, that's basically what it's been, is a phone call here, a phone call there. So, I'm sitting there for literally maybe 11 hours out of my 12-hour shift doing nothing. Because it's just...
I feel like this is such a cliche question to ask, because I'm going to answer it with my side of it and what I think. Mm-hmm. But as far as, like, do you have, like... for the female side of a relationship, like, do you have any, like, not necessarily advice, but, maybe for those people who are looking for, what's expected on, not expected, yeah. I feel like that's a bad word, but what's kind of like, in your mind, on your end, and what you think is, I guess, quote-unquote, expected for a female in a relationship, like what are those things that help you, or I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like, given every relationship is different,
100%.
There's really nothing that I can say should be expected of anybody, because there are some things that work for, I mean, you said this earlier, there's a lot of things, you know, that work for other people that's not going to work for me. You know what I mean? So, but I mean,
what are some things that work?
Something that I feel like you could take away from, and I feel like biggest thing, there are 3 big things that I feel like a relationship needs.
Mm-hmm.
First, God.
100%.
Period. That's what a relationship needs to be surrounded by. If you don't have God in your relationship,
good luck.
Good luck to you. And I'm not saying that in a very
disrespectful
way. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to be like, you need to blah, 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 blah. That's just... that's your opinion. Where I stand, that's always just is what has worked. Because given past relationships, never had that.
Yeah.
Ever. And now that you're my longest relationship. So it's kind of like, it's obvious now that we have God in the center of a relationship. That's what works for me.
Yeah.
The second thing, you got to... Space is a big thing.
Yeah.
So, say you're living together, like me and you were living together. It's really hard to get that, that space because obviously we share a household, and we also share it with Hunter. So it's kind of like, but I feel like we were just talking about, that you time, that is something that you have to have, or else you'll feel like you're very suffocated. You feel like, there's always someone there, and of course that's what you want in a relationship. You want your significant other to, be there for you, this, that, and the third, but there are also times that you feel like you just want to be by yourself. And
100%.
That's not even being like, leave me alone, or blah, 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 blah. That's just kind of like, okay, we kind of just, how me and you do it, we just kind of like float towards our own thing. Like, we'll be doing something, and then, you'll get up to do something else, and I'm over there doing my thing, whatever.
Yeah. I think another thing is, too, and again, what was the third thing? I'm sorry. Or did I start talking too soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me think for a minute.
Okay.
But,
do you want me just to go with what I was about to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so for me, number one thing, okay, when I say this, I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but I absolutely love the fact that you cook almost every day.
Well, that's also something that that's also a me time thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm about to get into.
You're in here, like, just now, you were up here
setting all this up,
getting ready for that, and I'm in there cooking.
Yeah, Beef King Productions hat went on for that one.
But, like, I mean, I love to cook.
Yeah.
And that's something, that I do.
You enjoy.
Instead of eating out every night, that's also a lot healthier.
Oh, my God. That jambalaya you made tonight. To die
It
for.
was good.
To die for. I loved it. I love it so much. I love it when you cook. Because not only... Number one, when I cook dinner, air quotes, enforced very much, for the audio listeners, but when I cook, chicken nuggets. Or breakfast. I'll go ham for breakfast.
Yeah, you do make a good
I'll go
breakfast.
ham for breakfast.
I'm not up for breakfast. I don't care.
That's why I just wake you up with it. Another thing, just do things. Just the 3 things for me. Obviously, number 1, the God. We agree on that. I don't feel like I need to touch back on that again. Number 2, honesty. Honesty, because honesty builds trust, and I think honest and trust go hand in hand. I don't think... yes, they can be 2 separate things in my mind, but at the same time, they're the same thing. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But the only thing lying does is build walls.
Right.
And coming from my past, I refuse. Like, my biggest pet peeve is lying.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
I don't think anybody can.
Yeah.
I don't like to be lied to.
No, fuck no.
God forbid you lie to me.
I'd rather break my own neck.
Yeah.
I'd rather break my own neck.
Good, because I do it for you.
I'd hope so.
Respectfully.
But, I mean, especially as a kid, like, when you're a kid, lying becomes a habit. Lying becomes a habit, and right up until right before I graduated, like I was bad about it, and then like a big lie happened to me, and
Yeah.
I was like never, I can never again, never again,
Mm-hmm.
because the feeling that put on me, I could never imagine doing that to somebody else.
Right.
Like, now, granted, if I'm not supposed to tell somebody something, or it's not my play, or someone came to me to confide in and get another perspective, because I do believe in that.
Yeah.
I do believe in that.
To me, that's not necessarily lying. That's not your place to tell the truth.
Well, yeah.
If somebody is coming to you and you're like, you can't say anything about it,
they're trusting you.
Yeah.
They're trusting you, and I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Given different circumstances.
No, 100%.
I mean, it just kind of.
If it's something that
I need to tell.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to tell.
Like, for me, cheating.
Yeah.
Like, if someone comes up to you and willingly admits that they cheated on their spouse, first of all, if you're in a committed relationship, me and you are no longer friends.
I don't see it that way.
Me and you are no longer friends, because but in the context of I'm friends with both people. Sorry, I should have clarified that.
Even still.
But I can't stand there and, number one, I'm going to tell that person because they have a right to know, especially if you told me you're not telling them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to ruin what you have. I'm not trying to, cause a divide, but that's wrong. That's wrong.
For me, that just, like I said, kind of depends the circumstances. See, if we're friends with this couple, and the girl comes up to me and she's like, listen, this happened, like, they needed to get it out, and they told me.
Yeah.
My response is going to be, okay, A, you tell them, and whatever happens, you made that mistake, own up to the mistake. And if you don't tell them, cool, now I'm not going to be friends with you.
That's fair.
Because now you're lying. See, if I was to tell them, you need to tell them, and they went and told them, cool. I'm not going to be over here like,
at least
that
you're
was so
honest
wrong.
about it.
I mean, you were honest about it. You're owning up to the mistake. I still don't really like that you did that, but I'm not going to, like, reprimand.
Or exile.
Exile you just because, you fucked up.
You just opened my eyes on that.
You fucked up.
I never thought about it that way.
You fucked up really, really bad.
Yeah.
But you know what? How many times have you fucked up? Maybe not have been the same situation, but...
a good bit.
I fucked up. I have fucked up so many times, it's not even funny. Ask my parents. My parents they know the ins and outs of basically everything. Like...
Yeah.
But that's also that, like I said, it just... Don't lie about it. You come clean to it, cool. It doesn't necessarily make you a bad person per se. Is that what you did was horrible, obviously, but that's not going to make you a bad person. The best people in the world can make mistakes.
Well, I think that's a big part of life, making mistakes.
You have to make mistakes to be able to learn from it and grow as a person.
If you look at... God, it was forever ago I saw this. But I saw a video many, like 3 or 4 years ago, and it basically talked about that if you go and you talk to a millionaire who was given everything versus a millionaire who earned everything, the millionaire that was given everything never fucked up. Or whoever was helping them covered it up for them and made them not feel like they were fucking up and blamed it on somebody else.
Correct.
But if you go up to a millionaire who's literally came from nothing, 9 times out of 10 they're going to look at you and be like, that's how I got here, is by failing. I failed, I learned, and then I succeeded. And I think that's a big, number one, I think that's a life lesson.
Yeah.
I think that's just a life lesson in its own. You're gonna fail. the sooner you come to terms with the fact that there's going to be times in your life where you fail, and whether that's a small fail, whether that's a big fail, whether it's a major fuck up, you know, I don't think it like, there's something to be learned from every situation, good or bad.
Correct.
Good or bad. You know, things are going to happen and you can't control them. But what you can control is how you respond to it.
Correct.
Because I can't sit here and, you know, me and you are holding hands standing next to each other. We're walking down the street and somebody jumps out at us. You're going to handle that completely differently than I am. You're going to handle that completely different than I am.
What do you mean by jumps out at us?
Like, trying to hurt us, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah.
trying to rob us, whatever the case may be. The most simple scenario possible.
I'm squaring up, sorry. I'm taking you out. If you're a
Oh,
woman, you better learn how to fight. If you're a man, cover your balls. Because that's exactly what I'm going for.
And she will.
Yes.
And she will.
I have no problem. Like,
yeah.
I feel like if I was in, like, a really dangerous situation, I know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. I'm probably going to hurt myself trying, but, you know.
I think my biggest thing is the fact that, and we talked about this. We talked about this not long ago, but I'm either the other day or not long ago. But I think the biggest thing about me is like, I'm not a small person. Like, I'm not short, I'm not skinny. Like, from what everybody tells me, is I'm actually built pretty decently.
You are.
But I feel like I'm 560 pounds.
Well, you're not.
I know, but
You're not.
I feel that way.
Well, don't feel that way. Also, that's also what the gym's for.
I know.
But
you cooking has helped me lose weight like crazy. Like, the way I just love it. And then I realized it the other day, and I was talking to Mom about it, and I was just like, I love it. I've never been happier. In like a relationship standpoint, I've never been happier because, number one, you're unintentionally helping me get to my goals just by doing something you enjoy and you enjoy doing for me.
right.
And not just for me, but for yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
For us.
Mm-hmm.
For us. But it's intentionally helping me meet my goals just in life. Because like that's always been a big thing I've struggled with is my weight.
That's not, of course you're going to have your personal goals, but that's not, your weight is same thing as, you know, the hair on top of your head right here.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people see it as that, like, obviously there's healthy fat and there's unhealthy fat.
Yeah.
If it was like an unhealthy fat, that's when I would be like, okay. Now, given we don't always eat or drink, you know,
the best
things, but like we're healthy. You know, we're not eating out every
as I'm
single
drinking
day.
the Mountain Dew.
Well, you know what? I got some Code Red in my cup too. So.
Hey, we went to the gym. I get one treat a day, okay?
I mean, right. So like, mine was my Red Bull.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, there are things that we can do to make ourselves healthier, of course.
Yeah.
But that's not also something that I'm like 110% focused on.
Yeah.
Like, we eat
good.
We eat good. And that.
I feel like a king every time I eat.
Like, based on like before we got together, the way I was eating,
oh my God.
I was eating maybe
cookout.
I was eating once a day, and a lot of the times it was Little Caesars.
Yeah.
I'd go to Little Caesars, and you know that's what we'd have for the day. And then maybe around midnight, when I was still out, I'd stop by the gas station and get me something to eat. And that was it. I mean, I didn't cook. I didn't do nothing until when I started. You know, I eventually started living here, and it was like, I have a kitchen to cook in. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
I love to cook. I took 3 years of culinary classes.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. And I can cook pretty damn good.
You can. That's for sure. That's for dang sure. And I don't know. I think that it's another thing too about, with us starting to go to the gym, because I went inconsistently for about a year with Van, and he'll be the first one to tell you that I'm the reason. He tried to get me to go and I wouldn't go. But I think that number one, the amount of stress that was relieved at the gym today was nuts for me. I got to sit there and me and you were smiling, cutting up, laughing about things. This hurts, that hurts.
My legs feel like jello after the first set of squats we did. Like I was wobbling.
Yeah. And then we got on that Stairmaster and I thought I was going to die. I ain't never done that before.
But it's great.
Oh,
it's amazing. I love a Stairmaster.
my legs wanted to stop working. Yeah.
We went to that treadmill after and I said, let's do a mile walk.
Dead.
0.1 miles into it. I said, you want to do half a mile? I'm about tired. So we only did half a mile. But we'll get better about those things. We'll know.
It takes time. You can't just jump in and run a mile. You have to build the conditioning for it.
You have to build the endurance.
Yeah.
That is something like back when I did like color guard and all that, you have to build endurance. Nothing you do, you'll be able to do first try. Now, 100%. There are a select few that get lucky and they can, but that's something that you have to kind of naturally just let it
happen.
Let it happen.
Yeah. I think that switching topics a little bit, but okay. We're going to drastically change topics. Okay? With Christmas around the corner.
Oh, I love Christmas.
We were listening to Christmas music before we started recording. She loves her Christmas music.
I absolutely love Christmas.
Okay.
Best holiday, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what essays and arguments and research you got behind that. I don't care. Christmas, number one.
Yeah. What's number two?
4th of July?
Really?
Party time.
That's fair.
That's fair. I can't say no to a little party.
That's fair.
Especially this last 4th of July. I had like a blast.
I don't even know what I was doing for the 4th.
I was about gone. I was gone.
Yeah.
Silas taught me how to
funnel.
I thought I was going to die. I ended up throwing up after, but it was fun.
Live and you learn.
Yeah.
Live and you learn. Number one's Christmas for me. I've always loved Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I for sure thought you were going to say Halloween.
I thought about it, but it's like, I also haven't celebrated Halloween in 5 or 6 years. Like,
dang.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like, I think my entire time at high school, I didn't go out. I think we stopped going out the year Autumn was born, and that was 2017 that she was born. So it was like, it was just kind of like, they had other things to worry about. We were getting older, and so, they were
not necessarily a newborn than taking...
I mean, she would have been 16 days old.
Yeah.
So, they're not going to take her out and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, after that. I know, like, last year, Heather would go out with, Autumn for, like, the...
trick-or-treating.
Like, trick-or-treating on Main Street.
Yeah.
And they would do that. But, I was in school. I had other things to worry about.
Yeah.
My competitions and
Color
guard.
Speaking of that, I want you to talk about that a little bit.
So, I started that the summer after my 8th grade year. So, my first season, I was a freshman. I did it. I had a few bumps here and there and kind of time frames where, I kind of quit and I was dealing with my own things.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I absolutely loved it. of course, doing it, I was always like, I hate this shit. I hated it.
Yeah.
But when I look back on it, like, I couldn't stay away from it. I would quit, and then a few weeks later, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, that's what
Regret it.
I regretted it 110%. Because, my entire high school life, that's just what it was.
Yeah. I get that. Sports.
But it was like, I think my favorite year was definitely my junior year.
Yeah.
That was the first time since, I was in color guard that we actually won a competition. Of course, we didn't do the best at state. State was just kind of like, for some reason, it just didn't. I was in over my head, and I was very overwhelmed because little old Daniel High School, they were good. They were, like, really good.
I don't even want to get in on that. For all my Daniel people watching, I want you to know I love you with my whole heart for watching this, but I hate your alumni.
I mean,
they were
really
the bane of my existence in high school, especially my senior year.
But they were good. They were good in just about everything they did.
Everything.
Really good. And
they had talent.
Oh, yeah.
And a ton of it.
Like,
a ton of it.
They're amazing. And, that's just something that we couldn't compete with. And that was also something, like, I remember saying at state, I just sat there before we even performed, and I was crying. Literally standing there watching them warm up. Because I was like, I feel like no matter what we do, it's a failure. Like, my biggest goal was to win a championship. Given we didn't always have the best productions, I mean, we could have been worse.
Yeah.
Our band was really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely good. I also think it was more about, I don't think it was necessarily about talent. We had the talent 110%, but they had money, and that's something that we did not have. We didn't have a lot of...
Yeah, and I'm not saying... And number one, us talking about this, for all those small high schools out there, and for all those people in color guard who feel like there's that one school or that one team that is always ahead of everybody else, or, just because they have more funding than you does not always mean that they're better than you.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's such a big thing that, because I didn't learn that till my senior year. And so, like, because my freshman year when I played football, 1-9. My sophomore year, we went 5-6. My junior year, we went 6-5. And then my senior year, we went 12-1, which I've talked about before. But that I think that year showed me that attitude of a team. Because just because you're, number one, my sister's done color guard, so I have a different respect for that whole side of things, because my sister 110% did, I don't want to say twice as more, but a good bit more than what we did, because it didn't matter. The only day I remember my sister having off is Sundays and Wednesdays.
That was how ours were. We would have practice Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Usually there was a football game Friday, Saturday. Yeah. But for me, it was the late night football games and then having to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning for call time,
Yeah,
that was hard.
Definitely don't miss getting woken up at 4 a.m. by my sister. But I went to Powdersville, and that's where we both graduated from. And one thing that I think doesn't get enough recognition is how hard the bands work to be top tier.
I mean, we would sit out there and we would practice. Now, if it was raining, cool. You still out there on the field. Now, if it was lightning, obviously we couldn't do it.
Go inside, and then you'd sit down. The band would play sitting down, and the color, from what I understand from my sister, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
But from what I understand from my sister is the band would go inside, do a regular practice, and without the movements, they just play through the whole set, and color guard and drumline would just go through their motions because y'all could do it in a gymnasium.
So what we did, I graduated from Pickens. So the way we did it, we had to go in a lot of the time, it would just start, every single time we would have to go in, it just started pouring rain.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our stuff was wet.
Yeah.
So by the time we got inside, all of our equipment, like our flags and stuff, completely wet. And then that's when, a lot of time we would do like a movement block, or, just do
like
stuff that we could. Right. We would go to the gymnasium if it was open, because a lot of the time
basketball or volleyball.
For basketball, like you have a lot of different factors.
Yeah.
We kind of have to share the whole school, but there weren't a lot of places. But the band would take the cafeteria, and they would arc up, do their sets, blah blah blah. I don't know much about music, but and then the drum line, they would take the band room, because with all their equipment set out, it just took up the whole room.
Yeah.
So, there was a lot of times when the gym was being used and that happened, we would kind of have to split it. We'd go into the chorus room and try to do our best in there, but it was such a small space, you really couldn't do anything. So a lot of the time we just did like icebreakers, or, we kind of just reflected on, what we need to do. Because they wouldn't send us home. They would wait until our practice is over to send us home. It didn't matter what it was. But I also feel like for my senior year, with the hurricane that hit, it took about 2 weeks for us to get an actual practice. And this was in the middle of the season. So, we were way behind. Nothing just kind of turned out how it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I was out of power for a week. Like, I didn't have power or hot water. I was kind of just, I would stay with one of my friends, or I'd go to my grandparents' house, or, just try to, figure things out that way. But it was really hard. It was, there was a lot of people that, unfortunately, by the time the season was almost done, that didn't recover from it. Their houses were messed up. Or they just couldn't get power back to the house for quite a while, and they were out for the rest of the season. So that was kind of a bummer. But I feel like, I don't know, there are different ways things happen, and that's just kind of how mine kind of went.
Yeah. I think that, just a question. Did y'all have like an extra gymnasium?
Yes, we had.
Okay, so we did too.
Our main gym, and then we had our auxiliary gym.
Okay, yeah. I was just curious because that's where, when Winter Guard was in season, that's where I think majority. No. Elena, that from what I understand, they did theirs in the cafeteria.
That's where we would do.
Or the commons, we called them.
We would try to get the gym if we could, but usually the only time we would need was for winter. But during our winter season was also our basketball and volleyball season, so they're taking the gyms up, and we were in the cafeteria. Now, in the middle of our cafeteria, we had this big old disco ball, right? And then we got these string lights that hang down. I couldn't tell you how many times one of those lights got hit and it came down shattering. Now, given I have never, made one fall, but I have seen plenty fall.
Yeah.
And it was so annoying because we would get in trouble all the time, but it's like,
what do you want us to do?
There were so many times that we took really good advantage of the times that we had to use the gym, because we were a really good winter guard team. I don't remember what class we were. It's probably bad for me to say, but I don't. But there was certain people that just kind of didn't understand surroundings, and so it was really hard to work with. But we also, this past season, we had a varsity and a JV, so we would only practice 2 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Now we could practice 3 times out of the week, but on that one of the days that they would be, helping with the JV team, and us being on varsity, they just kind of let us. We would have video assignments, and so we just stay in the band room and kind of, we'd sit there, we'd practice, just kind of goof off pretty much about every single week. It was always on that Tuesday, but we had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah. But it was amazing. I absolutely loved it.
Well, I think we're at a good stopping point.
Okay.
I think that I enjoyed this. As I got through it, the nerves went away. So
I know. I kind of just felt like, this is kind of normal to just sit here and talk. And
One of the biggest things that I told Kason was there's no difference other than there's a mic, and for us right now there's a camera because we're doing.
I mean, I haven't hardly
video testing right now.
looked at the camera or.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I've been fucking with my mic a little bit. But.
Yeah. But I think that just, for me, that comes with just normal anxiety for me.
Mm-hmm.
But for everyone at home, I just, as always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to sit here and listen to me and my beautiful girlfriend ramble on about life and the things we got going on. Like you heard in last episode, video podcasts are coming very soon. Very soon, and you're a big part of helping with that. So,
yes.
I think that you're more excited about the video side than I am.
I really am. I like a visual.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people can't sit there and just listen to things. They have to have a visual, and I'm one of those type of people. So I'm really excited for the.
I am too.
Camera.
And then tonight I get to sit there and play around and learn the editing system a little bit more. But this will be an audio podcast, and then later on down the road, if we get enough attraction, things like that, I'm going to be starting a Patreon, and all these times where I have like test recordings and test things or things that we just do for fun, or sometimes we'll do a little more age appropriate or not age appropriate, I guess. Sorry, not age appropriate, let me clarify that. Stuff that we'll put on the Patreon and things like that, so not necessarily be on the lookout, but that's definitely something in the works. Again, thank you for your time. If you enjoyed today or you enjoyed any other episodes, let us know in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to grow this and make this a family more than anything. This is not something that I want to stop. This is my therapy, and I think for everybody else who's been on, it's been a good therapy thing for them to just sit down and talk. And we have a platform to talk, and we're not famous, we're not rich as shit, we got a platform.
Yeah.
And we're normal, everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be a big thing. And like I said, if you enjoyed what you heard today, or you enjoyed any of the past episodes or any of the future episodes coming out, drop a like, drop a comment, let us know what you liked. If you didn't like it, you don't have to dislike it.
I don't think anybody's going to dislike it.
But, feedback's nice. Again, look out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those streaming sites, Instagram, for any updates that are going on with the podcast. I should be here soon, be releasing an update on what episode's going to be the first video episodes, and I'm bringing someone back.
Okay.
I'm excited for that. You know who it is.
Oh,
You know who it is. I told you earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited because this will be the first full podcast me and him get to do. Little Easter egg for y'all. And I'm really excited about it. And he called me the other day and was like, I'm there. I want to be the first one.
Yeah.
So he's excited. I'm excited. And then today, me and you, we did the test run. And then I think that it's all just a work in progress. And I think we're making really good headway as far as where it's going.
I'm really excited.
Man, thank y'all. Love y'all. Mean it with my whole heart. If you like the episode, share the episode. And we will catch you on the next one.